that. All right, it is 7 o'clock. Good morning. Hopefully, we have more people joining. I think it's really important to note, Andrea, as June 7th, it's our all team call. It's our first summer Sizzle sort of strategy call. We are super excited to bring you these every single week at 7 a.m., including, and this is our next all team call, July 5th. So it will be the morning after the 4th of July. So if you get wild and crazy on the 4th of July, just remember that we'll be here in the morning, 6:30 for elite leaders, 7 o'clock for our all team call, July 5th. That will be our next all team call. So you can't, but if you are coming on for the summer sizzle, we're doing that every morning, every Friday morning at 7 a.m. through June and July to serve you with some topics that we think will really empower and encourage you to expand your business this summer. So very excited for that. Andrea, I did not look at the agenda, so go ahead and start where we said we would start, because that wasn't it.
I will start us off. All right. So every Friday morning through July, it's going to be laid out the same way. We're going to start with some topic that is hopefully helpful and informative for your businesses. Then we're going to take 15 minutes to do a little bit of coaching. We're going to try today doing it by just volunteer, and Erin's going to lead one of you through some coaching. So if we find that we need to choose one of you before the call, we'll do that next week, but we're going to see how this goes doing it this way this week. And then we'll end the call with winners from this week and giving you your new challenge as you go into the next week. All right, so our topic for today is sharing the business. And I want to start by telling you all a quick story about myself in this business. We joined in 2007 as customers, and I believe that's right that I joined and you joined within like weeks of one another. I was September. When were you? 2007.
October.
October. That's what I thought. So we joined after having used the products for about a year, 9 months maybe. Deb, my mother-in-law, Antja's mom, Erin's mom, had been introduced to the products because of perimenopause through a friend of hers. And then she shared them with us for Christmas, and we fell in love with the products after some skepticism. Totally fell in love with the products, got our own accounts in 2007. And actually, Erin was the first follower. I don't think Erin was ever skeptical of the oils. I was skeptical. I was like, what is this juice? I don't know what this is. But then fell in love with them, got our accounts, and quickly went on. I mean, I enrolled my mom the same day that I enrolled because I'd been telling her about these oils I'd been using. So she was my first customer, and that was 17 years ago. So my mom has been ordering on Loyalty Rewards, friends, for 17 years. 17 years my mom has been ordering, and her orders are usually about $300. So I want you to think about that when you think about those trail commissions you receive. 17 years, I have received about $24 a month just for sharing with one person. Crazy. And the transformation that I've seen in her because of Young Living, and if I can do a comparison, sadly, between her and her twin sister in terms of their health, because of that divergence 17 years ago in the decisions that they were making is profound at age 73 for both of them now. Anyway, so all that to say, we started sharing right away with customers, right? With prospects about the customer opportunity. And so that meant that within a couple of years' time, I had about 40 people on my team, right? Because I was just randomly sharing here and there, enrolling people. What I didn't do in those first years was share the business at all, ever. Never mentioned it, not once, okay? So there was a girl who came along. She was another teacher at the school that I was at, and she had fibromyalgia. And she had some really profound impacts from a few of the oils and from Ningxia Red. And I feel like there was one other product that she was like, oh my gosh, Sulfurzyme, I think. Sulfurzyme, Ningxia Red, and a few of the oils like changed her life with fibromyalgia. And so she asked me about the business and how to share with other people. So in those first few years, that was the only person who started sharing with me. So we got up to where we had, 50, 60 people at any given time. Some would fall off, some would come on, and it just kind of went back and forth, probably between 40 to 60 people. And so I was pretty consistently a senior star, and was pretty consistently making $150 to $200 on a really good month, 300. I think I had a $400 month once just because I enrolled a lot of people that month. But that was for 4 or 5 years. Okay. So just kind of back and forth paying for, I was happy. I was happy. We were paying for our product. I didn't really see there could be anything more. We knew one person, Ange and I knew one person locally, Marcella Von Harding, who had a huge, thriving Young Living business. But other than that, we didn't really know anybody who was having any sort of like business success with Young Living of any significant proportion. And so it didn't really even hit us that like, oh, this could actually be a business. So it was about 4 or 5 years in, we went to convention, and it was 2012. And things were just right for me to like be more open to the business opportunity. I was teaching high school at the time. I had a 3-year-old and a 6-month-old, and I was kind of getting burnt out with teaching. I really just wanted to be home. I wanted the flexibility that Young Living could bring. I wanted the income that could match my teaching income, and but with more time freedom and ability to kind of design my days. And so went to that convention, heard Melissa Pepping. She was a silver at the time, and she was just talking about doing home gatherings. And so I took notes from her, and then I heard, actually, I don't remember. No, it was, I don't know if we heard Richard Brooke or if his book just came out, but somehow I got connected to his book, The For Your Career, at that convention. I think it was brand new, and read that. And I just remember Ange just holding it there and have a look. And I just remember coming out of a meeting and saying to Ange and Deb, I don't know about you guys, but I'm going for this. Like, gonna do this. And we all, the 3 of us all decided, okay, here we go. We're gonna do this. And that was fall of 2012. And we have never looked back. A lot of things have happened over the course of 12 years almost now at this point, approaching 12 years since that moment in time. A lot's happened, but our businesses are a lot bigger than they were then. And here's the secret, guys. This is what I'm going to tell you now. We went after that kind of defining moment. We went from only sharing the products to sharing both the products and the opportunity, and allowing people to make the decision on what they wanted instead of making the decision for them that like, oh, they're not going to be interested. All right. So I want to show you guys something real quickly. So I can pull this up. Hopefully that's it. Yeah. Okay. So some of you have seen this. This may be new to some of you, but I feel like it's a really good visual of why it's important to share. So if you look under the left side where it just says, it has all these 2s, and then down at the bottom it has 24. You see that? This is what I was doing for the first 5 years when I would say that my business was more of a hobby than a business. That's what I was doing. I was sharing, honestly, I probably was sharing an average of 2 people a month. I know there was months where I didn't enroll anybody, but there were definitely months where I enrolled 2 or 3 people. And so by the end of the year, yeah, I probably had 24 people. It was just on my efforts though. Okay. So 24 people was about what I had the end of the first year where I said, hey, this is awesome. We got to share this with people. All right. So that's cool and everything. And that probably meant that I was paying for my product mostly, but things shifted after those first 5 years, and we began to share both the products and the opportunity. And here's what happened. Okay. So it wasn't just like this. I mean, I failed these numbers miserably, but because I was sharing, even by failing these numbers miserably, I ended up with thousands of people on my team within a few years. All right. So look at this. If you share, okay, so look at the second column now where it goes 2, 8, 26. Okay. So if you let's say in January, you shared with 2, and then in February, you shared with 2, but you equipped those first 2 people to share with 2 people themselves. Then you would have 4 new people from those original 2 people, plus your own 2 people. So that, if you look over to the very far right column, that would give you 8 people in the second month. And then if you did the same thing, the people who enrolled in the first month enrolled 2 people. The people who enrolled in the second month, they each enrolled 2 people. The people who enrolled in March, they each enrolled 2 people, and you enroll your own 2 people, then it goes to 26. So now I just want you to pay attention to these numbers over to the far right. 2, 8, 26, 80, 242, 728, 2,186, 6,560, 19,682, 59,048, 1,777, 146, 531,440 after a year. Now, there is no way that every person that you enroll is then going to go on to enroll 2 people every month. It just doesn't happen. And that everybody that they enroll is going to do the same thing. That's not a possibility. Like, that's just not going to happen in 100%, right? But if you fail that by 99%, you would still have a lot of people on your team. Look at this, 531,000. What if it was just 53,000? What if it was just 5,000? 5,000 would be failing it by 99%, okay, in year 1. So what shifted for us after those first 4 to 5 years was that every person who enrolled, I gave them the option of the brand partnership, okay? I just put it before them, and not in a way where they felt pressure, not in a way where they felt like they had to say yes, but just offering it to them. And I like how Kimmy Brooke, this is Richard Brooks' wife, how she always put it. She would say, you're just offering the whole menu. You're not just offering the dessert, you're offering the entrees as well, right? So how do you do this? Okay, how do you do this in a way where they don't feel intimidated, where they don't feel like they're being pushed into something, or where you're trying to get them? You do it in a way where, one, you may not even use the word business. Okay, you may not say, hey, do you want to be a business builder? Do you want to be a business partner with me? Okay, just using the phrasing sharing young living is some good wording that you might use, and offering it to them as an option. So Ange, do you have that book? Can you show that book again? Okay, so look here. If you look in Ange's screen, you're going to see this is the 4-year career book. This has always been my favorite way to share. And I'm going to give you a couple other options after we talk about this. But what I would say, I would hold that book up, right? So if we're meeting about, they just got their kit and we're going over their stuff, I may say something like, hey, I don't know if you'll ever be interested in sharing Young Living products, or I don't know if you'll ever be interested in the brand partnership. But if I gave you a really short book to look at, would you at least take a look at it? Would you at least check it out? Right? So something like that. Let me just say it again. I don't know if you'll ever be interested in the brand partner opportunity or / sharing Young Living products. You fill in with what you want to say there. But if I gave you a really short book to look at, would you be willing to take a look? Okay. And then they can say yes, or they can say no. When you put it that way, guys, I guarantee you that more people will say yes, they're willing to take a look, especially now in the current climate, okay, with finances. I guarantee you over 50%, if you're with them and you have this and you say, would you at least take a look? They're going to say yes more often than not, all right? So then what do? Here's the most important thing, guys, is that you have to follow up. So when I would when I would say this to them, I would say, can you have it looked at in the next few days? It's lots of pictures. It's like a 40-minute read. All right. If they said yes, then I say, awesome. Then can we follow up about this on Tuesday, whatever 3 days from now would be, right? And we would right then and there, and this is so important, right then and there, put in the books on your calendar when you guys are touching base for 10 or 15 minutes. All right. So you both know. So that's done. That gives them incentive to like get it done in the next few days. If they say, I'm pretty busy, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Could you get it looked at in the next week? So just keep going out, a few days until they say, yeah, I can get it done by then. And then put the date on the calendar for you guys to chat about it. All right. So if they say, no, I'm just really not interested, then you can say, oh, that's totally fine. I know things can change. Would it be okay if I checked in with you and just kind of updated you on what's going on in my world with this in 6 months or something, right? So just, it's permission marketing. Do I have your permission to check in about this again? All right. So that's using the book. There are other options. There are videos, and I'm going to upload a couple of those. I went to try to edit it in Brand Partners today, and Facebook like took it down after I started editing it. So I'm gonna have to put that post together again. But there are a couple of videos you could share. Write this down, ylstories.com, ylstories.com. That's a good one that has just like a quick little video that you could send to somebody. And then there's a longer version, but those are two good options, the For Your Career, the ylstories.com, or it could be you setting up a time with them to talk to your sponsor to learn more about it. Hey, this is what I'm doing. This is kind of where I'm going. I don't know if you'd ever be interested in sharing, but if the person who enrolled me, who's been, sharing for blah, blah years and, is making blah, 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 whatever, if they opened up some time to share a little bit more about this opportunity, would you be interested in hearing more? Okay, so there's lots of different options for how you can share the brand partner opportunity with people. What I would say is you don't try to be the expert. We always try to point to a third party, to a book, to a video, to your sponsor. Familiarity breeds distrust in some ways. Not that you couldn't just share with somebody and they would decide to become a brand partner with you, but it seems to always be best to point to a third party because people are willing to listen to third parties. Point in case, I shared with my husband for like a year how incredible foam rollers were. It's like, you got to get a foam roller, Andy. Like, you would love it for your stretching routine. Foam rollers are awesome. And blah, 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 like went in one ear, out the other. Familiarity breeds distrust, right? He didn't want to listen to me about the foam roller. And then he picked up a Tom Brady book. And Tom Brady was raving about foam rollers. Guess what he got the same week? A foam roller, because third party Tom Brady said that foam rollers were awesome. So anyway, pointing to a third party resource is always more beneficial than trying to like sell somebody on the brand partner opportunity fully yourself. Okay. So that's enough, just a little bit. Just wanted to give you guys that because we know that part of Summer Sizzle is to share the brand partner opportunity with each person who comes in. So as somebody is enrolling with you, you're going to get those extra points by saying, hey, I have no idea if you'd be interested in sharing Young Living with other people, but if I sent you a video or if I gave you a book to look at, right? Would you take a look at it? Would you watch this short video? Okay. And then you follow up. Okay. What did you like about it? Okay. Do you see yourself wanting to learn more? Just asking some of those leading questions to get them talking about it. And then at that point, you could say, hey, let's hop on a call with my sponsor. Okay. They're going to be able to tell you more. You can see if it's something that you want to get started with, or if you just want to explore it more. You know what I mean? So you're just always leading them a step further. Okay.
Okay.
And
So to hop in there on how Young Living also supports you to do these things and do them well. I first want to give you the resource of the Life Steps app. It does cost a little bit to brand partners, like $8.99 a month to have access, but this is a whole slew of stories for brand partners to talk about becoming a brand partner. Like, why become part of my community? What's the heart behind my business? So as you're filling out some of that material we gave you in the guidebook last week, you may be coming up with some of these answers, right? Like, this is going to fuel my kids' kindergarten experience, or this is going to pay for my family to have a vacation in 2025. So I'm putting the time in now to earn and save so that we can go to Europe in 2025, or whatever the goal is that you have, your why, the driving force behind your decisions every single day. So Life Steps, I just Googled brand partner. It's under brand partner social media stories. So you can find it there on Life Steps and pull that down and teach your audience about what it means to be a brand partner. Maybe you don't have that. Maybe you post a photo of yourself at a baseball game and you're watching your kid play baseball. And I am at baseball practice doing my business in part-time hours, because I know that this is going to help pay for his club travel in the coming fall or whatever, so that you can be planting seeds with your followers if you're using social media, with your friends, with people who are watching you, to really help them understand what it is that you're doing and the meaning behind it. So those are some ways to kind of get attention, to sort of talk to people about it outside of the direct one-on-one conversation. What Andrea gave you was great information. I would just point out too, I always show people a couple of pages in the book. Where I start is in the back. And I say, this is my friend Connie. And Connie actually built a huge business with Young Living. And I really admire her as a mentor. So you may want to just start with the stories in the back of people who've done what's possible with network marketing. And then I point out a couple of things in the book, like, did you know about a compounding penny? And did you know that network marketing works the same way? That when you put in 2 cents, a penny is worth, if you double it, compound it every day for 30 days, it equals $5 million. So those kinds of concepts are what are easily explained within the pages of the 4-Year Career. And if you need a copy of this, Andrea and I both have them on our shelves. We will send them to you. If you need 1 or 2 copies, maybe 1 for yourself and 1 to share, you can see on the back of some of mine, I've put my member number so that it stays connected to me. So if somebody comes across it someday and says, where did I get this from? Oh, Angela Lehman, how about that? Then that person can come back to me about it, right? As we're talking. They don't cost a lot up front. They're like $7 they're pretty inexpensive. So we would love to get them in your hands and get them out to your customers to help them think about what's next. A couple other things. Oh, go ahead.
Really quickly, just on that note, I want to say this, that doing this imperfectly, that came out really imperfectly, is better than not doing it at all. All right. So I don't want you to stress about like, oh my gosh, like what are the words? What exactly do I say? Just begin to share. Just get in the habit of starting to open your mouth and share, and just do it imperfectly. All right. And then I'm going to announce our 2 winners really quickly. We're going to do the coaching.
Wait, because I have other winners to announce.
All right,
I know we're at 7:23. Okay, I just want to make sure, as you're on the all-team call, this is another way Young Living supporting people to become brand partners this month by creating incentives. So when you enroll 1 person, you get a peppermint oil. When you enroll 2 people, this is 100 PV on loyalty. When you enroll 2 people on loyalty with 100 PV at least, you get a Ningxia Zing and a peppermint. If you share with 3 people, you get the cooler tote, the Zing, and the peppermint, right? So this is a really great incentive for somebody who's just getting started. Pampered Chef offers you, a catalog purchase. You're getting free product in your hands. So these are things, some extras that sometimes people don't purchase for themselves. So these are some things that you can expect from Young Living just for enrolling 3 this month. I wanted to make sure we got that out.
I know that's super important. So for yourself and for the customers that you're asking to host, right? That they can get that incentive because they're going to enroll the people, right? They will enroll their own people under them that are at their party. They'll get cash money if they switch over to brand partner, which costs nothing now, and they'll get the incentives. How cool is that? All right. So
winners.
winners from last week. Okay, this was to two of you, excuse me, three. Oh my gosh, I only chose two winners. Now I gotta, okay. Ange, announce what our next.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually share, Erin Lehman, I don't know if you're home yet, but we announced all of our top enrollers for May in our brand partner group this week. We also announced them on email, so you can check those out if you haven't gone back to congratulate them. Carrie and Susanna were our top enrollers, super enrollers in May. Rachel Frank, Sheila Johnson, Jess Hooley, Anna Holland, Andrea, Julie, Sandra, Joanne, and Jillian. Congratulations to all of them. These were our first time enrollers. It's great to see some new names on here. So you're getting the word out to other people so that they can help others enroll. And our rank ups. Crystal Francisco was a new executive. A new senior star was Irina Ibrimian. And stars, of course, Jillian, Irma, Vicky, Michelle, and Susanna. So congratulations to all of them. Remember, as you have somebody ranks up on your team as a brand partner, make sure you post it on the wall of the brand partner group so we can all congratulate them. Nan modeled that this week with a new brand partner who just reactivated her account and enrolled a couple of people to become a star already for June, on June 7th. So we love seeing those appreciations and rank ups as you go.
Okay, so we have three winners of Valor Oil from last week. These are three randomly selected people who did the 5 days of DMOs. And the winners are Lucinda, Sarah Winston, and Liesel Vondenbush. So congratulations to you. Valors coming your way. For this time around, we are giving away a box of nitro to 3 different people. Okay, so for this week, and your challenge for this week is to share the brand partner opportunity, share the idea of sharing Young Living, okay, putting it out there to 2 people. These can be 2 customers, these can be 2 prospects, all right, but just asking for the opportunity to share with 2 people, all right? Carrie, we're posting it every week. So the post is in the brand partners group. So we'll be posting the next question after this call and it will be in there all week. We bumped it, Ange bumped it yesterday in the brand partners group. And so people are just commenting on there. All right, so hopefully that's clear. You're sharing with 2 people this week for the challenge. Obviously, to get your DMO points, you're sharing every time you enroll somebody. That gives you the extra points for your DMOs, but this is just an extra challenge for the week to flex our muscles of sharing. All right, so it is 7:28. We're gonna take just 7 or 8 minutes. If you need to get off, we've said these calls are gonna be 30 minutes. So if you need to get off, hop off, totally okay. We're gonna take 7 or 8 minutes to do a coaching session with one of you who you struggle a little bit sharing the business or like the idea of talking about the business for whatever reason. It frightens you or you're just not sure about it. Okay, so we're gonna do a little coaching with one of you. It's gonna help lots of people. So if you would just be willing to say yes, me, that would be awesome. Is there somebody who hasn't been sharing the brand partner opportunity and you know that you're stuck in that for some reason?
I do it.
All right, Crystal, come live. Erin,
Hey,
you good
Crystal. Yeah. And you guys can feel free as we roll through. All right, so you're raising your hand saying sharing the business. Yeah, what thoughts come up when Andrea is throwing out? So right, we all heard Andrea share it, and we all, like in this network marketing world, know that having other brand partners, other business leaders on our teams is like super crucial. But what thoughts go off for you when she's like, okay, this week you're gonna talk about the business, or you're gonna invite 2 people to take a look, whether it's at a book or at a resource or whatever. What are the thoughts that come up for you?
Okay, so like the first thought that comes up listening to Andrea's story and everything is that's what I want to do. I'm reaching out to Young Living. I've been really unhealthy. I am looking for a lifestyle change. I've actually been a member since 2019 or 2017. I can't remember. Um, but really took the leap into the business this past January. And so I
Okay.
guess my biggest issue right now is I guess I don't really have the confidence that I know the information or enough about the products to really share it or share the brand partner idea.
Honest. So honest right there, right? So yeah, so the
Yeah.
confidence in like I don't know all the details, right? I don't feel like I know all the details about being a brand partner. I'm still learning them, right? So that's a thought that goes off for you. And then the other one is I don't have enough experience with the products, or I haven't tried enough products to be able to give like examples, or to be able to share as boldly as maybe one day I will, right? So it's like so that's a thought that goes off for you is um I can't, and so what feelings then come up after you have those thoughts, right? When those come up, do you feel like yeah, what
So
feelings? Yeah, what feelings come up? Yeah.
I feel kind of like anxious but excited at the same time. Like,
Okay.
I want to do this. It's new, so it's kind of like scary but anxious at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, sometimes it gives me butterflies in my stomach because I'm like, am I
Yeah.
really gonna do this?
Yeah.
Or, like, I guess the biggest thing for me is like, I'll get really into it. Like this past week, I got everything but 2 connections.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I get so close, and then it's like, all of a sudden, I lose my confidence at the moment, and
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of shut down.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's so honest, right? I mean, that is the entrepreneurial journey, right? Where it's like, okay, here are these like circumstances I am supposed to share, right? We've been asked to share this week with two brand like to share the brand partner opportunity. Thoughts go off. Do I have the skill set? Do I have the confidence to do this? Can I lock in? Feelings come up. You get anxious about it. Sometimes like it also excited. And then when that happens, like so the journey of this thought model process is how do we right? Because if our thoughts are I don't know enough, and then our feelings are I don't, I feel unconfident, I feel anxious, then our actions we're going to be way right, you and myself, all of us, right, we're going to be way less apt to take an action that says yes to the brand partnership, right, that says yes to our business, that says yes to where we're headed, which then obviously then it circles us all the way back. So
Right.
what would be the thought? Yeah, what would be the thought? So if the circumstances, all right, Andre has just given us a beautiful task for the week, right, a beautiful challenge. What is a thought that might be a better thought for all of us? Like
Um,
yourself, right? Would be a better thought when you're like, okay, brand partnership,
uh-oh. I
sharing the
think
brand
you're
partnership.
you're
What would be a thought that like,
you're freezing.
Okay, so he's just asking
I
what
am
would be a
on
better
your end?
thought. You're freezing a little bit, Aaron, but I know what you were asking. So what would be a better thought that is more empowering for you as you set out to ask two people to take a look at the brand partnership this week? What would be a more empowering thought for you?
I guess a more powering thought would be, like, um, wanting to actually like share the product. Um, So like a thought would be like, um, sorry, I'm drawing a blank because of my memory.
No, you're fine. I'm going to remind you what your previous thought was. Your previous thought was, I don't know enough about the brand partnership or about the products to be able to share. And that thought was leading you to feel anxious about sharing, and then it would kind of stop you, is what I was understanding.
Yeah, and so I guess a different way for me to do that would be pull in maybe my mentor and having, so like what I want to do is I have a friend who I've been trying to get to join for a while because like her, she's having some pain issues. And so like my thought is to share with her another product that I found that has helped me and see if I can get her to look into it a little bit more. Like she's skeptical. And so I want to be able to be like, I want to be confident and be like, this really is, something that you should look into. Like, I guess taking a negative and turning it into a positive is what I'm trying to say. So I'm taking the unconfident and turning in with my mentor into a positive.
So you don't need to know everything. You have resources, right?
Right.
That's beautiful. And I think it's a good reminder for all of us that because this is a business of duplication, right? Because we want there to be a really a low level of entry to be able to do it, right? You don't want things to be so complicated to where everybody's like, I can't do that. I can't do that. So if you are putting pressure on yourself to know this and this and this and all of the things before you can share, then really you are quietly setting that expectation for all of the people that you bring in, that they would have to be to some level before they could ever share. Wouldn't you like to like open that up and be like, you know what, we're all learning together. I don't have to know everything before I can share. I know enough. I know that the products I'm using are working. I know that I'm going to continue to learn, but I'm going to share what I know, and I'm going to use my resources like my enroller, right? SAS, I think is who you're talking about.
Yeah, SAS.
To help me to share with other people, right? So
yes.
just the pressure off of like, I don't have to know everything. I certainly don't want to expect other people. I don't want to put the kind of pressure on other people that I'm putting on myself. So let me take that pressure off, right?
Right.
Okay.
That makes complete sense. Yes, in a roundabout way, that's exactly what I was trying to say.
So keep that in mind this week. Like,
okay,
zero pressure for me to know all of the things, because I don't expect that of anybody that I'm bringing on board with me, right?
Okay.
Yeah, and yourself how you would treat others.
Yeah, well, and I'm like a perfectionist, and so that's why I kind of like strive for the top, and then I kind of like get myself stuck.
Yeah, so try that on for size this week as you're going about sharing. Okay, you don't have to be perfect in all of the things. All right.
Sorry, my dog is barking.
That's okay. All right.
Thanks, Crystal.
Thanks.
Yep.
Thanks, On.
Yes. Yeah. You're welcome, Erin. Hey, let's go out and let's have a great week. We'll get the question posted today in there. And then we'll bump it so that you guys, as you're getting your 2 people, you can comment on there, and then we'll randomly select 3 of you next week on this call to win that nitro. Anything else, Sam, just before we head off? All right. Have a great weekend, guys. Bye-bye.
Adios.